What's up, everyone? DJ Babey Drew here. Check me out as the featured artist at BOTB April the 25th. I'm bringing the biggest and craziest sound system that's gonna knock your heads off. It's gonna be insane. See you there, April the 25th.
You are tuned in to Talk on the Block, Connect Atlanta's official pre-party podcast. We talk to artists before they take the main stage. Make sure to come back later to stream their entire set exclusively at youtube.com/@connect_Atlanta.
All right, I'm here with DJ Babey Drew, a Grammy-winning artist, DJ, talent extraordinaire. Thank you for being here with us, Drew.
Absolutely, I'm glad to be here.
Man, so we're super stoked to have you at BOTB on April 25th.
Yes, I'm a huge fan, by the way.
Oh.
I've been there a few times, just in the corner, just observing and feeling the energy. I was there when it was small.
Yeah.
And then I was there when it was huge, and I was like, whoa.
We've been so blessed to have grown. We started out just with 20 people in a park just jamming out in a broken speaker, and we're super grateful to bring you from that corner up to the stage to showcase your talent.
I'm super excited. Atlanta needs more events like this, though. And I keep saying it, it's just like the outdoor music in the park feel. We need that. So
Unmatched. The energy it brings,
unmatched.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
So what kind of sound can we expect you to bring?
So, okay, I'm one of those people who I am a music whore. So like you saw me play for the first time. I was playing a bass set, which is
T-Pain.
like right. So, but I'm gonna play house in the park, and I'm probably gonna do more like a Latin techno fusion situation with like an island sound to it. So I just love genres, and I love playing different genres. I know it kind of confuses people sometimes because it's like, well, what do you play? I play everything. But like house is probably my favorite go-to.
I mean, when you're as a talented DJ as you are, right? You go in with a whole bunch of tracks in your pocket, right? You're playing for the people, you know, different tunes at different settings. And it also shows how far your talent goes, right? Because you're not just locked into one genre or one feel.
Yeah.
Or if T-Pain hits you up to do a bass set, you'd be like, I got it, watch this, you know? Or out on a rooftop or at a poolside, right? You've got everything ready to go.
So there's a catch-22 to that, though.
Yeah?
Because sometimes and I was expecting when I did the bass set, I was expecting to get a lot of hate. People are very protective of their niche. And when someone else who's not known in that niche steps in, it's like, okay, well, why are you doing this and not one of these guys who've been just in this niche for years? And it's like, well, I love it, that's why.
And then I'm sure by the end of the night, they all saw why you fit in just appropriately. I know I was in that pit, and let me tell you, that energy was in that room, man. It was feeling good, feeling great.
Thanks, man.
And that's something I love about, you know, dance in general, is that the community of people that we bring, like from house to bass, all of it, it's so loving, and it's so accepting, which isn't something you see as much in other places.
And one thing I did, I was one of the, if not the only person to play dubstep on Atlanta radio.
Yeah.
And I had a mix show on Friday nights on my old radio station, and my boss never ever complained about anything I did. So I kept pushing the envelope, and I would get good feedback. They were like, man, like we heard some stuff we would never hear on the radio. And I just kept going and pushing and pushing. So sometimes I meet people and they're like, hey, we listened to you like when we were in high school. And I'm like, damn, okay, but thank you.
Well, not to make you feel old here, I was definitely one of those kids.
Yeah.
Growing up, for me, I did a lot of radio, a little bit more than my friends. I was bouncing around all the stations in Atlanta, 96, 94, Georgia Tech, you know, all that stuff. I was into it. And I'll tell you, when I heard that beat tag come on the radio, you know, that DJ Babey Drew beat tag, I knew we were locked in for another good hour or so. It wasn't all the same stuff I've been hearing. I knew I was going to hear different stuff. I liked it a lot. That was one of my favorite things to listen to.
Thanks,
on the radio.
man. So that makes it all worth it, because you don't know. Sometimes you're just shooting blindly. You're like, I hope people like this.
So talking about radio, I'm a big fan, right?
Yeah.
I wish that it was more prevalent in today's music scene.
So I just saw a study the other day that said radio is actually bigger than it was 5 years ago right now, and it's growing again exponentially, which I don't know if that's marketing from the radio companies. Who knows? But the study definitely came out, and I was like, wow. I sent it to all my radio friends. I was like, okay, we're still cool.
I love that though. There's a magic to like tuning into a station and just trusting the DJ at the helm.
Yeah.
They're in it for the song, right? They're not like up there trying to showcase or be as much of a performer. They're like, this song feels good. I like it. Let's play it. And to trust that DJ with that expertise goes a long way.
And for me now being on Q, I've been on Q for a while now, but I recently became syndicated in almost 50 radio stations. So it's a lot more rules in terms of like having to play like the popular songs, but they're like, you can play whatever version of that song you want. So that changes the game and makes it a lot easier. So yeah, I have to play Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift, but I could play like a bass house remix of Taylor Swift. So that makes it fun.
So I'd love to talk about the 10-year anniversary we're looking at this year.
Yeah.
So you're a Grammy-winning artist. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For 2016 Best Electronic Album of the Year, the Jack U album.
Correct.
With Skrillex and Diplo.
Yes.
You are a writer on the song Jungle Bay, where they sampled your song In the Air.
Yes.
I'd love to hear about that. Tell me more.
I linked up with these guys in Belgium. At that time, my agent was in Belgium because I travel the world, and he was one of the people that booked me all over the world. We dropped this song. It's the first song I ever dropped too. Like that was an official, like, this is my song. We dropped this song, and then I decided that I wanted to like make some kind of dance contest on the internet. So it did pretty well. Like some really prominent people were doing the dance. And then when I really saw it, it was when Skrillex was doing the dance. And I was like, what's happening right now? So then I get an email and it was like, hey, we want to use your song in this Jack U project. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. I don't even know what that is. So like it's marinating a little bit, and I'm like, what is Jack U? And then it comes out that Jack U is Diplo and Skrillex's group that they're forming. And I was like, wow, okay.
That's one hell of an email to get.
That's pretty big. That's pretty big, because you get emails all the time, and sometimes you're like, oh, this must be spam or a scam or whatever it is. So that was my initial thought. And then as it just kept progressing, I'm like, wow, this is about to be huge. Then the album came out, and that record for like 3 years straight was at every festival, every DJ played it.
And that project in particular is one that's aged so well.
It did,
right?
yeah.
Because like you go back and it really feels like such a solid time capsule. Like, you know, we're living in the whole like viral, 2016's back. But like, I don't think an album better captures 2016 than that album,
right?
You know?
Because it was weird, but it was like weird in a good way.
Yeah.
It was like their goal was to make as much weird music as possible, and it worked. And it became kind of a signature thing. Like that snare that was on that album, that was prevalent. Every producer took it and used it. So it like kind of created a movement that's still moving till this day.
You can feel it all across dance music. I mean, that snare in particular, man, that like high pitch, that doink.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't make it with my mouth, or I would.
Yeah.
But that you hear it in every single song, in every genre, not just dancey.
Yeah.
It's prevalent everywhere. And I think they were the first mainstream guys to make that work. And to be a part of that project, it's incredible.
Yeah. Some things just happen in life. You're just like, I don't know how that happened, but okay, sure. I'll take it.
So, pushing forward back, we'll jump back to 2026.
Yeah.
Where do you see your music going throughout this year? I know we talked a little bit earlier about different residencies. You're playing across all of America and the world.
Yeah.
Where's your vision for the year?
For the year, so now I'll be flying back and forth to Florida. And I am going to be at the Omni Fort Lauderdale every other weekend. So I'll be at their rooftop on Fridays, and then their pool on Saturday mornings, and I'll fly back into Atlanta. So a lot of flying back and forth. So I'm doing that, and I'm focusing heavily on business now.
Yeah.
So music is great. DJing, I'll never stop DJing. I haven't been producing like I should. Probably more remixes than anything. But I'm focusing on business, because you have to plant the seed for the future. When I'm like old and not able to do anything anymore, like what do I have to show for it? So that's what I'm focusing heavily on now.
It's a smart segue, right? Using what you got in front of you, make something long lasting.
Exactly. And I wish I thought of this sooner, because I was on tour with the biggest artists in the world for 10 years, and I was just in the moment. I never thought, how could I capitalize off of being Chris Brown's DJ for 10 years? And I was living in the moment.
Well, there's a value in that too, right? That
right.
Sometimes I feel like if you go into a situation and try and capitalize on it too heavy or monetize it, like that magic gets ruined a little bit.
Yeah.
That was probably why you were on tour for so
Right.
long with Chris Brown, was you were just there for the vibes and
I
a
was
good
just
time.
there for the vibe, the
bringing
energy.
the energy.
Not the money, because I definitely started that gig with no money at all. So it was like, I need my foot in the door. How, like, what is it? No money? Cool, I'll do it for free. Sure. But yeah, now I have a manager. So my manager is responsible for making a lot of things happen now. Like, I was with the Falcons last season. I'll probably be with them again this season.
Sweet.
Working on some other things. I'm brand ambassador for JP Chenet, which is a sparkling wine. Huge in Europe and France. So I'm the Atlanta brand ambassador. I also am a co-owner of a transportation company called Veltre. So we do like luxury, high-end transportation for people. So yeah, we're just focusing heavily on the business, and a lot more other things are happening. I'm a partner at Utopia at the Underground Atlanta, so come eat there. We have amazing food.
And also sound system as well.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yes, right, yeah. I have a production company. I book DJs a lot of venues across the city. So Garden Room is one, 17th and State is one, Insomnia, Utopia. I'm probably leaving out some other ones, but
BOTB. You know,
BOTB.
we're going to be bringing the Babey Drew sound system to BOTB.
that's right.
I'm super excited just to hear that turn on, man. It's going to be a killer system.
We got the bass boss coming out. Me and my boy Aubrey has 149 Sound Systems. They do a lot of events at the Underground, a lot of events in the city, but it's just a raw sound. It's just like a lot of sound systems are this super clean, crisp, trying to be high end, but we're outside in the field. We need a raw, just like hit you in the face. Like, you know that when the drop hits and you make that
Yup.
face, that's how the sound is the whole time. So
You see that punch.
that punch, yeah.
Yeah.
That dirty, gritty, just old school sound. That's what that is.
I'm excited for it. I think you said it can power like 2 football fields.
Yeah.
Worth it.
What we're bringing out at BTOB,
I'm so excited.
it's gonna knock your head off.
I'm so excited. And you're going to be getting to play on it, man. We've got a whole
And I've never
roster.
played on this configuration that we're doing.
Woo.
So
Oh, you're in for a treat for
Oh my-
yourself.
oh my
there,
God.
Man. We're
Oh my
bringing
God.
out the Krakens, the Krakatoas, the ZVs, man.
yes,
And
sir.
I'm going to be stuck in the front, man. I'm not going to be working. I'm going to be enjoying the sound too much.
The sound is more optimal in the middle.
Really?
That's where you're gonna get the best. Like, the front is cool, but you're right in the front. Like, that thing throws far. So there's gonna be some good sound in the front, but that middle, that's where you're gonna feel it the best. That's where you're gonna just like be able to close your eyes and just go on a journey.
So y'all heard it here first, right? When Drew's playing, you want to be right in the center of that pit to get the best of the sound system.
Exactly.
So tell me about Babey Drew Foundation. You do a lot for the community. You help out. I'd love to hear more about it, man.
Yeah, so this is all my manager's idea. He's creating everything from scratch. He's like, hey man, you need to get back on your I have a birthday weekend that I do every year. And it always ends in a pool party, which is like the thing everyone wants to go to. So he's like, hey, are you giving back during your weekend? And I was like, no. He's like, well, okay, we're starting the Babey Drew Foundation. And I was like, cool. We didn't know what our mission was supposed to be yet. He's like, what do you feel passionate about? I was like, I feel passionate about teaching people about financial literacy. He's like, cool, that's what we're doing. So now we've partnered with Bank of America. There's a school called the Boyce Ainsley School, which all the kids are homeless. Every single kid that goes to the school are homeless, but they wear uniform, they get bussed in like they're private, like they're in private school. It's privately funded, no help from the government. And these kids go to a really good school. We partnered with them, with Bank of America, to do a financial literacy course, and now we're trying to help them raise money to build a new facility. Year 5 for us, so we've entered this blindly, and now we kind of have a better direction and understand what we want. So now we're ready to hit the gas a little bit. And these kids they have no place to live, but you look at them and they're just happy, and they're just like, the school is everything they have. Like, that's like the only thing they have. So it's crazy.
I'm glad that you're able to bring them that happiness.
Yeah. No, I started this thing not expecting anything, and now I'm just like, oh man, like I want to do this forever.
Kind of what we were talking about earlier, where you were playing out dubstep on the radio like 10 years ago, no idea where that was gonna go. It's almost like you're doing the same thing now. Of like, you've got these kids, and 10, 15 years from now,
I didn't even think about that.
Where are they gonna be?
I didn't even think about that.
So, what else you want to talk about, man? Any other shout outs? You got any jokes? Any
jokes?
Shout outs? What you got?
I feel like when I'm in front of a crowd and I have a microphone, I like to make everyone laugh, but I don't have jokes that are
Yeah.
It's just kind of like improv. I love improv. So
See, if I hadn't said anything, I put you on the spot now.
right?
That's how it goes.
Exactly.
I do the same thing when I pick up that mic and I'm announcing something. I just keep going.
So new idea for BOTB. First hour, me and you are just gonna have the mic,
Just stand up.
and we're just gonna stand up there,
Oh, dude.
and we're gonna roast the crowd.
Oh yes. And see how many like we can get to leave on purpose, right? Like how long can we just keep? Or no, we see how long we can keep them up there, right? Of
No,
like,
first person to make someone cry wins a prize.
okay, I'm in.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm just gonna rig it. I'll just have our cameraman Hunter back here. I'll have a line set up and we'll get some teardrops in.
We don't even need that. We can just AI the tears in now.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, what do you think of AI in music?
Anything new technology, we just have to either embrace it. We can complain about it, or we just embrace it. So I do feel like there's definitely something about the human mistake aspect in music that AI can't replicate yet. Will they be able to soon? Probably. I'm all for new technology. I don't want an AI to produce a song that I'm gonna put out, but AI can give me inspiration. AI can give me a chord progression that I didn't think of. And I would take that and strip it and then make it my own, but still add my imperfection to it. You can't fight technology. It's here. It's not going anywhere. We fought the internet when it came out. People hated it. They called it a fad. They said, my dad, I remember growing up, my dad was like, why are you always on the computer? Like, what are you doing on there? And now every time I see him on my phone, I was like, Dad, you remember that one time you asked me why I was always on the computer? Get off Facebook right now. So it's one of those things that people hate it. If people hate it, then you're onto something.
You know, and especially with AI music, it's also so broad, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it's been around for a while too. Like
Yeah.
AI stem separation.
Yeah.
Right? That
Man, that changed my life.
Yeah. I remember when Serato dropped that update.
Yeah.
And my jaw was on the floor. I was like, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
Right? Being able to splice out acapellas or move things, like, that's AI.
Yeah.
You know, and it's an algorithm. It's a little different than generation.
Yeah.
But tools like that, you know, change everything as a musician.
Yeah, because now you can just say, I do a lot of remixes on the fly now just because it's so easy. You have your cue point set up, you have your stems on your pads, and you can just take out a vocal, throw another vocal in, bring the other vocal back. It's just, especially for radio for me, it's just like, if I listen to myself now compared to like 5 years ago, it's just insane. Stems are the greatest thing to happen to the DJ world in, I don't even know, since vinyl went away. Right, exactly.
I'm in total agreement with you there. Like, every time I start to utilize stems, if only it come to record box, that's all I need.
Yeah.
But every time I'm on Serato and I mix in like the creative capabilities, even just for simple transitions, like to bring out a vocal, to bring the next one on top,
Yeah.
something as simple as that, just it makes all the energy pop.
And you know, a lot of the ways I use it is sometimes you'll have key clashing. I could just pull the whole melody out of the song and there's no key clashing anymore.
Exactly.
So that part I love the most. Now what I do want to see is a CDJ. I want to see some hardware that could do it. We have yet,
Yep.
we're not even close to that yet, I don't think. Or maybe we are.
I think we could do it, or I say we, like I'm
Yeah.
Alpha Theta.
Right.
I think the technology is there. I'm not
But
sure
we don't
where
have
hesitation-
any hardware that does stem separation. It's only software. So they would have to have literally a computer inside some type of processing that could separate a stem. And I'm in a group chat with a bunch of DJs and we argue about this all the time. They're like, it's coming. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hard one because it's not software. So
That's true. I know Pioneer, Alpha Theta, they love to take their time on adding stuff.
right.
You know, like, what was that, the hotkey thing that they added last year? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I've been able to do that on Serato since
Yeah, right.
2011.
Right.
You know? If it's the hardware side is coming from them, I could see it taking a while, but Rain's been cooking this
Rain's been
last year.
cooking. Rain's been cooking. And I gave up on Rain. So I was the biggest Rain junkie ever because their sound compared to Pioneer is always better. Has always been better. It's still better. But the functionality and the feel of me as being like a scratch DJ, it's gone away compared to Pioneer. Pioneer kind of took over and was better. It had a better workflow, sharper to me. It felt better. Didn't sound better, so I kind of gave up on Rain because I was just frustrated with what they were putting out. But now, I commented on their last controller that they put out, and I was like, might have to come back to Rain, so.
It caught my eye a lot. I'm waiting for a 4-channel one. You know,
okay,
but,
yeah.
I've played on their, I'm blanking on the model. It's all Rain 1 something.
Yeah.
But I think it was a few years ago when they did their first motorized one with the laptop.
I had that. I had that one, and I loved it at first. But the Rev 7, the Pioneer, just destroyed it. So it's still good. It's still a solid piece of equipment. But the Rev 7, to me, is like the best controller ever made. As someone who loves rotating platters,
I liked the platter a lot. Stands out. The Rain it felt close to me, but I was like,
Yeah.
The Rev 7 definitely did blow it away. But man, if Rain can beat everybody there, man, they can make a 4-channel with built-in stem with the motorized platter. That could shake the whole world a little bit.
Absolutely,
you know?
It will. Yeah, because Pioneer is always going to be the CDJ is always going to be the choice of 80% of DJs out there. They have to do it on a controller.
So you mentioned that you're playing these residencies in Florida. If you're bringing your own equipment, right? If you could tell them, hey, this is what I want, or any club, any venue, like dream setup, right?
So my rider has the Pioneer PLX turntables.
Okay.
Because I still use vinyl turntables. That's all I own. I don't even own CDJs.
Oh,
I
man.
own 4 Technique 1200s. One's MK7, one's the OG. I own 2 PLXs, and then Pioneer S11, Pioneer S9, and then I have a Rev 7, a Rev 1, a Hercules controller somewhere.
How's that?
It's actually decent.
Yeah?
It was the first one they ever made, and I was impressed. It sounds good, it feels good, it's decent. I don't ever think they're gonna try to go for main stage. I think they have a market for people who want a good quality piece of equipment that they don't want to break the bank. They're like EV. Like EV is like, they're good speakers, but they're not like break the bank speakers. They're just like, okay, you want to spend $500 and get a decent speaker? Here you go, decent quality speaker, whatever.
Speaking of EV, those new standalone ones, the all-in-one tower unit.
The Evox?
The Evolves?
Evolve. Evox
yeah.
is RCF?
There's so many fun names out there. I get them all mixed up, and they all sound like the same. But they've got the new tower speaker that
they sound crazy. I heard them for the first time the other day. It was 1 tower, not even 2. And I was like, there's no way that this much bass coming from that. There's no way.
It's so deceiving because you look at it and compare it to the other ones too. Like the Bose tower has this huge bass cannon on it. And then somehow this little small box from the Eevee almost sounds better in clarity on the bass. I wouldn't say louder, but more clarity than
exactly.
The Bose.
Yeah, it's an interesting time for speakers right now because everything. The Bass Boss just released the tower. Did you see the tower they released?
No.
Bro.
So I need to go pull out Google right now?
Yes, it is.
Where's my phone?
Imagine the Bose, the Evox. Imagine the Bose and the RCF and the Eevee had a baby with a Kraken.
Ooh. I'm liking the sound of that love child.
The only thing is it's $16,000 for one side.
That's expensive love child.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I'm toying with the idea because it's so compact compared to what you get.
Yeah, I'd love to.
So it'd be a $32K. It'd be a $32K investment just for those speakers.
But man, once you turn all that on, oh.
But that could fit in your car probably.
Absolutely.
I don't know how big the sub I'm assuming is probably about, but that probably could fit in your car and handle 1,000 people.
Yeah, if you're traveling anywhere, man, it doesn't get easier than that. Toss in the back of your Civic and call it a day.
Right. I'm pretty sure if you could spend $32,000 on speakers, you're probably gonna have a truck.
Man, I've also seen DJs do crazy stuff, right? Like they'll their equipment will be top notch, and then you go over to their place or their apartment, they got like an inflatable sofa.
Yeah.
It's like they put all their money into the CD.
As it should. That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I put all my money in my equipment. Like I'll eat ramen for the week just to buy this equipment.
Yeah, my turntable's definitely nicer than my couch. It's not inflatable, but my turntables are nicer for sure.
As it should be. You're a true DJ.
What else you got, brother? What else we riffing on?
What else? What's going on in DJ land right now?
Ultras this weekend.
I
watched a little bit of that last night.
404 Day. I know it's going to be after 404 Day. 404 Day is this Saturday in Piedmont Park. This is year 5 I've been involved. My partner Ricky started this 15 years ago before anyone ever thought about 404 Day. And he brought me on board 5 years ago when we started doing it in Piedmont Park, and it's grown. This year is on a Saturday, so it's gonna be insane. The first year we did it was on a Tuesday, and it was insane. So I could just imagine what a Saturday is gonna be like.
Whole city.
And we are the 404 day that primarily focuses on the diversity of Atlanta, which is like the house music sound. So that's kind of how we started. But this year we are branching out, and we have a hip hop stage. We're gonna do a bass setup. Ricky's working on doing some drum and bass and dubstep on another stage. And then we have our regular main stage, which is more house heavy, but we're gonna throw like the Atlanta lemon pepper spice on it, as what he says. So
there you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And I don't know, there's something, it's kind of like BOTB. It's like we're in the park, nice, the music is nice and loud, the bass is hitting. It just feels good. Every single year, we've just never had a year that just didn't feel good. So
I love that.
I can't anticipate this year is going to be any different. It's a free event in the park, just like BOTB. We do have a VIP. We have DJs in the VIP as well, but you could just come as you are. It's just.
I mean, like I said earlier, that feeling of being outside, the wind blowing, right? Everyone's outside, happy, the sun hitting you, good music, like it's unmatched. I don't think there's a better way to experience music, man.
Yeah, and I moved to Atlanta in 2011, and I don't remember ever feeling anything or seeing anything like that then. So just to see how everything has grown in the city is amazing.
Man, even the last 2 years, it feels like everything's just growing so heavy, so fast.
Exactly, I love it. And I just love that the fact that, Atlanta's known for hip hop, but when I talk to people out of town, I'm like, hey man, like Atlanta's way bigger than just hip hop. It's like hip hop mixed with everything else. Sometimes I see people on the internet complaining about going to venues that no one's dancing at, and I'm like, you're going to the wrong venues. Follow me.
Yeah, I've been to some places where it's like, all right, we're just all chilling,
right,
having a good time. But when you find those good spots,
and
everyone's moving and grooving, oh, it's the best place to be.
When you go to BOTB, everyone's dancing, bro. No one's standing around. If they are, it's on the outskirts because they're tired, or they're eating, or doing whatever, or socializing. But in the middle, everyone's dancing.
We'll have everyone grooving. We've got people dancing on top of the subwoofers, man. Sometimes we'll have people bring out their poles. Not like that kind of pole, but like, those dance poles.
Right.
We've got people doing flow. You've got the flow stars. You'll have people doing flow stars. Hula hoops, yeah. We might have some fire dancers later in the year. We'll see.
Some gloves.
Man, I love those gloves. That's a dying art. Like the finger gloves, I don't see.
Did you see the video with the guy doing it on the airplane for the whole plane?
No.
Now that we talked about it, your algorithm's gonna show it to you.
Yeah, as soon as I open my phone, next time it'll pop up. Was he just in the front of the plane going
Yes, he was in the front of the plane. It was like after the announcement, he got up and played. He was playing like some old school like EDM stuff, and he was doing this for the plane, and the plane, they were into it.
Was he flying, or was it just a passenger?
It was in the air.
Oh man, okay. I didn't know if that was the captain coming out of the cockpit.
I don't know. I didn't have context. I kind of saw it in passing. I was like, oh, that's funny.
I hope it was the captain. I hope he stopped flying the plane for a second, like midair, to come out and be like, I want to see what these hands can do.
I could land the plane and I could do this.
Do some magic. Talks about Babey Drew Foundation. Talks about BOTB. Talks about the Grammy.
Did we talk about how you even got into the scene of radio and
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Yeah. All right. So it all started when I was 2 years. No, I'm just kidding. I started DJing at 12 actually.
Yeah?
12 years old. I had older cousins who DJ'd, and I would watch them, and the equipment fascinated me. Like any DJ, you see a bunch of knobs and lights and meters, and you're like, wow, that is incredible. So I started DJing because their equipment was always around, and very quickly I was better than them.
Oh.
So they would bring me along, and they would hand me the records, because this is when vinyl was out, and they would hand me the records, and I would play. I started doing my own little house parties and backyard functions. And then when I went to college is when I really started, I was really able to start actually playing in front of crowds, like big crowds, because you're in college. So that's always great. And then freshman year, I started at the radio station in college. And at the time, the person who ran the radio station treated that station like it was a commercial radio station. So we had to get interviewed, we had to pass a test, we had to learn how to do everything. If we did not know how to do everything at the station, he would fail us, and then you had to start again. So went through this crazy process, worked for that radio station. And then when I graduated, a new radio station came into the market, and one of my mentors, he actually got me an internship there at the station. So now I'm at this new radio station with a bunch of people who are kind of rookies, but they don't know that I knew everything more than like them. They're putting me on the sideline because I'm this young kid. I'm like probably 21, 22 years old. I'm this young kid. They're like, oh yeah. So it ends up being like, okay, they give me an internship. I go into the radio station every day and I'm not getting paid. I'm cutting commercials, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Finally, I was like, man, I know my worth. I'm not going in this week. So they call me, hey, where you at? I'm at home. Call me the next day, hey, where you at? I'm at home. Third day, hey, where you at? I'm at home. So then finally the program director calls me and he's like, hey, come in, we want to talk. And they put me on the payroll. I started my radio tenure there. That's when I meet this kid named Chris Brown, who's brand new. He's 16 years old.
Oh, just a kid, Chris Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's
Who's
16
that?
years old. He has a brand new song on the radio, or he's pushing. It's not even on the radio yet. I'm like, this kid's gonna be a star. So immediately a light bulb goes off in my head. I'm like, he's gonna need a DJ. So I said to his manager, hey, do you guys have a DJ yet? She's like, no, but we don't have a budget for a DJ. I'm like, okay, cool. So I actually invite them to the club that night I was DJing at. So they come, and he's in the corner of this club, just dancing, doing flips, and just doing like his Chris Brown thing. Nobody knew who he was because he's a 16-year-old kid. Months go by. I email his manager all the time, and I'm like, hey, if you guys ever need a DJ, let me know. She's like, no, we don't have a budget for a DJ. I'm like, okay, cool. I do that 10 times. Like, I'm persistent as hell because I'm like, I'm gonna make this happen. Fast forward, there's this Mix Show Power Summit is what it was called in Bahamas, where all the DJs from radio, all the DJs of who's who are flying in to this conference. And I'm sitting at one of those panels where people are talking, and who sits next to me? Chris, his manager, and his road manager. They sit next to me. I'm like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're here because we're gonna perform at the pool. We're gonna do a little showcase. I was like, oh, I have my laptop. Do you want me to play the music for the performance? And they were like, hold on, we'll be back. And they come back like, okay, yeah, you can DJ. So they give me a CD with the show, which the show was already done. I didn't have to do anything except press play.
There you
go.
go.
So the computer that I had was like a Dell, like a cheap Dell that I probably shouldn't have been DJing on. So the show is playing and it's hot as hell outside and my computer is freezing up. The audio is fine though.
But it's doing that stutter on screen.
It's doing that stutter on screen, and it's like the audio's playing flawlessly, but the stutter on the screen, I'm like, oh my God, this is my opportunity right now to DJ for Chris Brown, and it's going to crash. They're like, you did a great job, and I'm like, all I did was hit play and bop my head around, but sure.
And you're freaking out in the background, like,
Yeah.
oh no, is it gonna crash?
I did not let them know what was happening. I'm like, thanks, man. Like, you know, this is what I was talking about. Like, you need this. We go back home. Nothing. So I email, hey, by the way, if you guys ever need a DJ again, let me know. Like, it worked out pretty good. I killed it. I didn't kill it, but whatever. Nothing. Hey, we don't have money for a DJ. So finally one day I was like, hey, I don't even need to get paid. Just tell me where to be. And they're like, really? I was like, oh, you're like, cool. So all right, Chris Brown's shooting a DVD at his school in Virginia. We want you there. We need you in New York. We need you here. So I would drive my car. I think I had like a Toyota Celica at the time.
Ooh.
Drive my little Toyota Celica from Virginia to New York to do this show. Drive to his school in Virginia, and I did a bunch of shows for nothing. I didn't get paid for it. I was on his DVD, didn't get paid for it. And then finally, after a couple of them, they were like, okay, we can put you on the payroll. We're going on tour. And then the rest is history.
Yeah. So you were on tour with them for 10 years?
Yeah, 98 countries later.
98.
Yeah.
Man,
I didn't do 98 with him. I did a lot with him. And after that, I started figuring out that I needed to branch out my brand outside of Chris Brown, so I ended up being able to do that and getting to travel to a lot more places because of that. So
I love that you were there with him from the start too. Just as a 16-year-old kid, when he's got records that aren't even hitting radio yet. Like, you know, a lot of times you'll hear people are like, oh yeah, I was there, and they're already popping.
Yeah.
It's like they're already out doing the whole thing, but you really could say that you were there from the start, which is
absolutely,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And you know what's crazy? As a 20-something-year-old kid, you don't even know what you're doing. Like, I knew what I was doing DJ-wise. Like, I nailed it, but I didn't know what I was in. I didn't realize I'm on stage playing for 100,000 people in Africa. I didn't realize, like, it just felt like a normal day to me. And now as a person looking back or looking at it from a different angle and seeing it happen without me there, I'm like, damn, I can't believe I did all that. Or like even things like I'll show up on TV, I'm DJing on the Kardashians, and it shows up on TV, or somebody will send me a screenshot like, hey, I just saw you on TV. You don't even think about any of that stuff when you're doing it. You're just like, this is my job, this is what I do. But then you kind of like step back a little bit and you're like, wow, that was pretty cool.
It's an incredible career run, you know?
Yeah.
And it shows how hard you're working too, where you're in it right? You're doing the work. You're not as caught up about, oh, there's this really cool person or whatever. Like, you're locked in.
Yeah.
You're DJing. You're bringing out the peace, love, and music. Like, I think that's how you can end up in certain scenarios like that, because they look at you and they go, yep, bring him on. You know, he's ready to get this ball rolling, you know?
Yeah. And it's kind of when you have a demeanor of just not being impressed, it's just life. It's just what it is. You kind of, I think people gravitate towards that.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't even know if that's my sauce, I guess, but it's like nothing is impressive to me. It's maybe some of the smaller things are impressive to me, like the smallest thing, like I get to try this new equipment today, like this new Pioneer thing came out, like I get to try that at the gig today. I'm impressed about that. Like, so it's like the small things sometimes that impress you.
Now, if you could jump back in time, right?
Yes.
To when you're sitting at that radio station, young 16-year-old Chris Brown, you know, on the edge of some of this cool stuff, driving the car all over America. If you could give yourself any advice, I know that's such a big question,
yeah.
but
If I could give myself some advice, I would say focus on the business more. Get yourself a good manager. When I was on tour, I could call any company, any music company, and say, if I call Pioneer and say, I need 4 CDJs, they would send it to my house. Now, I'm probably the only DJ that I know that ever had an Apple sponsorship. They would send me laptops.
Man, I
still get those opportunities now, but it's just when you're on tour in front of 60,000 people every night, it changes the conversation.
Yeah, they want that Apple logo right up on that laptop, guaranteed. You
exactly.
know? Do you have any like really crazy moments or interaction that, like, when you've looked back, you've been like, man, I still can't believe I was there for that?
Probably getting to perform at the Grammys was pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. I remember being at rehearsal and just everyone coming into the rehearsal room, Lionel Richie sitting next to me on the piano, saying, don't get up, don't get up. And they just start playing Happy Birthday to Quincy Jones, who just also walks in the room. It's just stuff like that. It's just kind of
cool.
crazy.
So, are there any events you've played or any radio shows that like really stick out to you? Like, you walk away from that, like, that was a magical moment. Like, I love
so
that.
many of those. At my old station, we had Jingle Ball, and I got to open up the crowd for a couple of years before the Jingle Ball. One year, it specifically was the year Calvin Harris like headlined and closed out the show. So I got to open for him, and me and Calvin were kicking it backstage. Like, he's sending me, he's like, here's my info. He's like, send me some music. And he's like actually responding to my emails that I'm sending him. He remembered the conversations that we had, so
either he's got a really good manager who's in his ear the whole time, or it was Calvin.
I'm pretty sure it was him. I mean, the electronic artists are more hands-on in their careers than some of the other artists. Like the pop artists and the rappers, like their managers usually handle everything. But I noticed like a Diplo took my phone and put his number in it. That's cool. Even like Shaq. I didn't know Shaq, and Shaq beelines across the club, takes my phone and gives me his number. And I'm like, yeah, it's just a different culture around the electronic music scene. And
it's a lot of love. And a lot of love. Genuine people really putting their best foot forward. And I think everyone in electronic music is there because they love it and they wouldn't have it any other way, right? Like, they're putting their whole soul out on the line when they play.
Yeah.
And it shows, and you get great people, and you get not a lot of fakeness going on. And I love that about the scene. So much love out here.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you could DM an artist and they'll respond back. They're like, send me your stuff. It's crazy. Like, no pop music artist would ever do that. No rapper, no nothing. Like, only in the electronic music scene is it like that. And
they'll chat with you back and forth almost too much. You're like, wow, you're lost in the conversation because you've got so many messages with them.
I remember being at Imagine Fest. I'm a huge fan of like Sophie Tucker, and I'm like standing behind them during their performance, and after they get off the stage, we're having like a 30-minute conversation with them, and it's just like, here, take my info. It's like, oh, okay.
Funny story about that. I saw them at Deep Tropics last year, or I guess the year before, and there was a big rain out. But what was really funny was that right before the rain out happened, they did their like 911 emergency songs. They're like 911 emergency. And then the music stops, and then there's just this dead announcement of like, the show is postponed, there's storm coming, take shelter immediately. And everyone's looking around like, dude, what is this? Like, you just played the emergency song and now you're playing.
Wait, so it wasn't part of the show?
No, it wasn't but no one took it seriously for a second. Everyone's just kind of standing there, and then not even 10 seconds later, boom, giant sheet of rain just comes down and just floods over everybody. But it was just the irony of like, that's their last song they played.
That's
and to
fire.
go into that.
That's fire. I love that.
Love their energy. Big fan of Sophie Tucker.
Yeah, I do too.
Thank you for listening to Talk on the Block, Connect Atlanta's official pre-party podcast. Make sure to follow us on socials everywhere at Connect_Atlanta to stay up to date with what's next.